want to thank Rachel for inviting me to this program about important American women. And I want to thank Mrs. Ross for finding this book that's dated 1925 in a library in elementary school in Santa Cruz. I'm Abigail Adams, and as you know, I lived a long time ago, and this is a letter that I wrote to my daughter in November of 1800 when I was in Washington, D.C., and I thought you'd like to know. I arrived here on Sunday last, and without meeting with any accident worth noticing, except losing ourselves when we left Baltimore and going 8 or 9 miles on the Frederick Road, by which means we were obligated to go to the other 8 through woods, where we wandered 2 hours without finding a guide or a path. Fortunately, a straggling black came up with us, and we engaged him as a guide to extradite us out of our difficulty. But woods are all you see from Baltimore until you reach the city, which is only so in name. Here and there is a small cot without a glass window, interspersed among the forests, through which you travel miles without seeing any human being. In the city there are buildings enough, if they were compact and finished, to accommodate Congress and those attached to it. But as they are, and scattered as they are, I see not great comfort for them. The river which runs up to Alexandria is in full view of my window, and I see the vessels as they pass and repass. The house is upon a grand and superb scale, requiring about 30 servants to attend and keep the apartments in proper order and perform the ordinary business of the house and stables, an establishment very well proportioned to the president's salary. The lighting in the apartments from the kitchen to the parlors and chambers is a tax indeed, and the fires we are obligated to keep to secure us from daily agues is another very cheering comfort. To assist us in this great castle and render less attendance necessary, bells are wholly wanting, not one single one being hung through the whole house, and promises all you can obtain. This is so great an inconvenience that I know not what to do or how to do. The ladies from Georgetown and in the city have many of them visited me. Yesterday I returned 15 visits, but such a place as Georgetown appears, why, our Milton, Massachusetts is built beautiful, but no comparisons. If they will put me up some bills and let me have wood enough to keep fires, I design to be pleased. I could content myself almost anywhere these months, but surrounded with forest. Can you believe that wood is not to be had, because people cannot be found to cut and cart it? Bressler entered into a contract with a man to supply him with wood. A small part, a few cords only, has he been able to get. Most of that was expended to dry the walls of the house before we came in, and yesterday the man told him it was impossible for him to procure it to be cut and carted. He has had some resource to coals, but we cannot get grates made and set. We have indeed come into a new country. You must keep all this to yourself, and when asked how I like it, say that I write you the situation is beautiful, which is true. The house is made habitable, but there is not a single apartment finished, and all within, except the plastering, has been done since Bressler came. We have not the least fence, yard, or other convenience without, and the great unfinished audience room I make a drawing room of to hang up the clothes in. The principal stairs are not up, and will be not this winter. 6 chambers are made comfortable, 2 occupied by the President and Mr. Shaw, 2 lower rooms, 1 for the common parlor, and 1 for the levee room. Upstairs there is an oval room, which is designed for the drawing room, and has the crimson furniture in it. It is very handsome room now, but when completed it will be beautiful. If the 12 years in which this place has been considered as the future seat of government had been improved as they would have been if in New England, very many of the present inconveniences would have been removed. It is a beautiful spot, capable of every improvement, and the more I view it, the more I am delighted with it. Since I sat down to write, I have been called down to a servant from Mount Bunin with a billet from Major Custis and a haunch of venison and a kind congratulatory letter from Mrs. Lewis. Upon my arrival in the city, with Mrs. Washington's love, inviting me to Mount Vernon, who, health permitting, I will go before I leave this place. The Senate is much behind. No Congress has yet been made. 'Tis said it is on his way, but travels with so many delicacies in his rear that he cannot get on fast. Least some of them should suffer. Thomas comes in and says, a house is made, so tomorrow, though Saturday, the president will meet them. Adieu, my dear, give my love to your brother, and let him be ever present in my mind.